They turned the tide of the war in the Pacific and smashed the industrial heart of Germany. From the biplanes of the 1930s to the dawn of the jet age, this is the complete catalog of American air power, the wings of liberty. Let's start with the pre-war and early Army fighters. P-26 Peashooter, the relic, an open cockpit monoplane with fixed landing gear. Though totally obsolete by Pearl Harbor, it was the first all-metal fighter of the Air Corps and saw brief combat in the Philippines. P-35 Seversky, the transition. It introduced retractable landing gear and an enclosed cockpit. It was the grandfather of the P-47 Thunderbolt, serving desperately in the early defense of the Philippines. P-36 Hawk, the contender, the best fighter the U.S. had in the late 1930s. Though outclassed by the Zero, its agile airframe proved deadly in the hands of French pilots early in the war. P-39 Airacobra, the tank buster, unique for having its engine behind the pilot and a massive 37mm cannon in the nose. Rejected by the British, it found legendary success with the Soviet Union on the Eastern Front. P-40 Warhawk, the rugged survivor, famous for the shark mouth paint of the Flying Tigers. It wasn't the fastest, but it was tough, well-armored, and could outdive almost any Japanese opponent. P-43 Lancer, the high-altitude step, a development of the P-35 and predecessor to the Thunderbolt. While it saw little combat, it was vital for developing the turbo-superchargers used in later fighters. P-63 Kingcobra, the export and improved, larger version of the Airacobra, almost exclusively sent to the Soviet Union, where it was used to hunt German bombers and tanks. Next are the legendary Army fighters that won the war. P-38 Lightning, the fork-tailed devil, a twin-engine, twin-boom design with incredible range and concentrated firepower. It was the aircraft that shot down Admiral Yamamoto. P-47 Thunderbolt, the Jug, a 7-ton beast powered by a massive radial engine, could absorb incredible punishment and carry a payload equal to a medium bomber. P-51 Mustang, the Cadillac of the skies. When fitted with the British Merlin engine, it became the perfect escort fighter, finally allowing bombers to reach Berlin and back. P-61 Black Widow, the Night Hunter, the first American aircraft designed specifically for night fighting, equipped with radar and a top turret. P-70 Nighthawk, the makeshift night fighter, a modified A-20 Havoc fitted with radar and a gun pod. Now the dawn of the jet age. P-59 Aerocomet, America's first jet, too slow for combat but vital for training jet pilots. P-80 Shooting Star, the first operational jet, fast and sleek, arriving just before the war ended. Moving to naval fighters. F-2A Buffalo, the Navy's first monoplane fighter, quickly outclassed by the Zero. F-3F, the last biplane fighter of the U.S. Navy, serving mainly as a trainer. F-4F Wildcat, tough and reliable, holding the line in the Pacific. FM-2 Wildcat, lighter and more powerful, serving from escort carriers. F-6F Hellcat, the ace maker, responsible for 75% of U.S. Navy aerial victories. F-4U Corsair, the Whistling Death, devastating Japanese forces from land and carrier bases. F-7F Tigercat, a heavy twin-engine fighter arriving too late for World War II. F-8F Bearcat, a late-war hot rod fighter designed to outperform Japanese aircraft. FR-1 Fireball, a hybrid with both propeller and jet power. Attack and dive bombers followed. A-20 Havoc, the Strafer, fast and deadly against supply lines. A-24 Banshee, the Army version of the Dauntless. A-25 Shrike, the Army version of the Helldiver. A-26 Invader, fast, heavily armed, and effective long after World War II. A-36 Apache, the diving Mustang used as a precision dive bomber. SBD Dauntless, the hero of Midway, sinking 4 Japanese carriers in a single day. SB-2C Helldiver, heavier and faster, pounding the Japanese fleet late in the war. SB-2U Vindicator, obsolete but used early in the war. Torpedo bombers included the TBD Devastator, whose sacrifice at Midway was legendary, and the TBF Avenger, the Navy's primary strike aircraft. Naval patrol aircraft followed. OS-2U Kingfisher, the eyes of the fleet. SOC Seagull, rugged and reliable. SC Seahawk, a late-war replacement. PBY Catalina, the flying boat with incredible range. PBM Mariner, larger and more heavily armed. PB-2Y Coronado, a massive flying boat for long-range missions. J-2F Duck, a versatile amphibian. Medium bombers included the B-18 BOLO, B-23 Dragon, and the legendary B-25 Mitchell, which could be fitted with a 75mm cannon for anti-shipping strikes. B-26 Marauder, fast but unforgiving, yet with the lowest loss rate of any U.S. bomber. B-34 Ventura, a patrol bomber adapted from a Lockheed airliner. Heavy bombers followed. B-17 Flying Fortress, famous for surviving horrific battle damage. B-24 Liberator, built in greater numbers than any other American military aircraft. B-32 Dominator, a backup to the B-29. B-29 Superfortress pressurized, long-range, and the aircraft that dropped the atomic bombs. Finally, transport aircraft. C-47 Skitran, the military DC-3, vital on D-Day and over the Himalayas. C-46 Commando, larger and more powerful, the hero of the hump. C-53 Skytrooper, a dedicated troop transport. From the canvas wings of the Peashooter to the jet engines of the Shooting Star, this was the arsenal of democracy that conquered the skies.